Sorry about that. Maybe if I connect to the Wi-Fi. Good morning, Mrs. Portland.
Good morning.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I got it all. I don't have my earbuds connected, so I don't like it on StreamYard. It doesn't matter how new your phone is. For me, it like if I listen back to it, like the sound is weird and every S sounds like it's
You
weird.
get a lot of that background feed is what's going on.
Oh, is there background feed?
No, I'm just saying when you have your earbuds in, that's probably what you're hearing is all the excess background noise.
Okay. Morning, Wendy.
Yeah. Good morning, Wendy.
Miss Portland and I just got off a AA meeting. She goes in there with me.
Good
I
morning,
spoke for
chat.
the first time in one today.
Yes, he
'Cause
did. He did very well. I'm proud of him.
well, I'm very impatient, so like usually I'll raise my hand, but I don't raise it at the beginning of the hour, which is the problem. I'll raise it like near the end and then it'll go into the next meeting. So, morning, Jess.
Good morning, Jess.
And
Good morning, chat.
so So guys, I canceled my StreamYard just to save money, and Siren was very kind enough to share his with me. So I noticed there's a little thing like that you can add to the description. It's like a referral link. So if you start a StreamYard, it like gives him a $25 credit. So I just put that in
Nice.
there. Hey LMP, I haven't seen you in forever. It's been a
Well, good
while.
morning, LMP. Good to see you. High Priestess Tarot. Good morning.
Hey, High Priestess. Um, yeah, and if you guys didn't catch last night, hey Ash. So Jenna Todd Flora, she did pass away. So sending
Good
prayers.
morning, Notorious. Good morning, Don K.
Morning, Don K. Morning, Ash. I shared the link to her. They're doing like a fundraiser for her memorial. It looks like they're doing pretty good on it. So, but the I put the link in my community post. The meetings are really nice to listen to. They're relatable and helpful, and it makes you realize that like lots of people fuck up, and you know,
Well, it's also nice to know that you're not alone.
hmm yeah, and obviously not like telling details of what people say in there, but like there's all different types of people that you would never, I mean, some of those people you'd never imagine them to be where they've been, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Sam.
Exactly. Good morning, Sam.
So give me just a minute, I'm gonna head outside, gather around folks. No, no chance, no, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Only give me second chances. That's so cool!
Hey! Ow! Ow! My
Burr, is it loud out here?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I walked out here and it's freezing. It looks warm, but
Yeah,
it is not.
it's it's cold here. Let me tell you, we're like in the 20s here now.
Yeah, it feels about that. Wendy
Mm-hmm.
says no comparing, but she used to enjoy Weight Watchers meetings because of the sharing of ideas and strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, I would imagine it's probably
Um,
around the same, a little bit.
Cuckold Eli. It's Mrs. P.
Oh,
You need to go away, buddy.
you could block that motherfucker. Oh, I didn't add your wrench yet, Miss P. I was supposed to go back to
Yeah,
the chat last night and add it, but I
that's
was so
okay.
tired.
Morning,
Oh, thank
sweet
you, High
Irish.
Priestess.
Good morning, sweetheart. There's my best lady friend. Sweet Irish and I, we communicate a lot through TikTok. We message back and forth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm blocked
Yeah.
out of TikTok because I removed the app, so
Right,
they
right.
don't give me the option to add it back anymore. I think I can view, like, if somebody sends me a video, I can view it on my browser, but I think that's about it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Robbie really did well this morning. I sat in on an AA meeting with him, and again, it's people from all over that talk about their previous history when it comes to alcohol problems. And, again, like Robbie said, you never realize where people's lifestyles have come from and what brought them to AA. So it makes it interesting to listen to everybody else's stories of what they're going through of trying to regain their sobriety.
Yeah. And I also started another class this morning. I'm supposed to start one on Friday, which I'm going to. It's like a early sobriety class through my healthcare provider, and then the other one is
Right.
DBT class. I forget what it stands for. It's like behavioral, like um, correcting behaviors of when you feel helpless and stuff like that, or when you lash out at people. So that's what that class
Hmm.
is for. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that one depending on my schedule, but I'm going to
Right.
start it on Friday just to get it going. But the class this morning was my first one for the early sobriety. It's like relapse prevention, and I liked it. It was a small group, and the counselor reminds me exactly of Dana a little bit. I don't know if you've ever met her on here, but I mean, she was her to the T. She made me feel comfortable. Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
amazing, just Julie. She hit 1 year and 1 month sober, all with just AA. Wow, that's a big accomplishment.
Yes, it is. Good
I
for
look up
you,
to you.
Julie. And thank you for the support for Robbie, because right now that's what he really needs is the love of his true community here, to get him through. Because again, he's been through a very difficult time.
Yeah, it's been like the only way to explain it is just like dark. You just feel
Yep.
like even though you have people around and stuff, it's just like a very dark, um, gross
Tunnel.
feeling.
I would say it's like a dark tunnel, and you're heading down that tunnel looking for the light at the end.
Yeah. And then like there's been tons of times within the last month where like I feel like I'm starting to see the light, and then it's like you're in a tunnel and just a bunch of rocks fall down and block out the light, and you're like, God damn it, how am I gonna get out of this now?
Robbie, again, let me make it extremely clear to you. You're going to make it. You've got this.
Yeah, and what I was screenshotting, you know how like you have a notepad in your phone, and it's funny. I was going back and I was looking at things that I had just taken notes of. Like I had made notes about my movie, and it's so crazy how much it changed because I had like Mel Hawks was a news reporter in it and stuff, and like it's just crazy
Hmm.
how all the characters changed. But I found this, and around this time, I put the date on it. I had told people to write down their fears. And hold on, I saved it in Siren's little
Good
thing. Hang
morning,
on.
tennis ball.
Morning tennis ball. So on August 14th of last year, and AJ, please don't take offense to this. This is just how I wrote it. So these are things that I was really worried about. So number one was job, because I was kind of contemplating at the time leaving the job that I was at, which I eventually overcame and did. But I was scared about that. And then I put AJ psycho. And let me explain that in case AJ's listening. I just, like many people know, like I was always going back and forth with her. And, it caused a lot of anxiety. So that's something that I worried about because I never knew what was going to happen from day to day with it. Oh my God, actually, maybe this is from 2 years ago because I put Wacko Psycho. There was an account called wacko on here, and there was a lot of personal stuff that they were posting on their channel and stuff that um like caused me anxiety. But actually, they had left a comment and said they were sorry a while ago, or actually a long time ago, and they kind of left. Um, and then I put Michael's medicine because he, started having seizures, and I didn't know if the medication was going to work. So that's something I always worried about, him just having seizures, period, which they've caused a lot of damage to him. Um, then I put the house. I was worried about, I think this is right when we moved into it, or right after, or maybe before. So I was worried about that, and then bills. So the reason that I said to write them down, because you can like look back and see a lot of the things you were worried about, nothing bad ever happened with it. So like nothing bad ever happened with that job. Nothing bad ever happened with AJ except hurting each other's feelings. Probably me hurting hers more than her mine. Nothing ever happened with Wacko. Michael's medicine ended up good. The house, I mean, I'm not even there anymore. So, and bills, I mean, I think that's always a worry, but it's crazy to look back and see what you wasted worry on and nothing ever became of it.
Good for you, Robbie. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Hey, Laura Stevenson. Yes, you're always going to have a list of worries and it's going to change all the time. What do you care to share any of your worries now? That way you could see in like a month from now if anything happened from it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I make a list all the time. I constantly do what's called journaling, and my main concern is, especially this time of year, with my husband not being able to do the part-time yard work that he does for a lot of our community around here, of not having that extra side income. We have more bills than we have income coming in, and it's hard to make sure that everything just stays paid
Yeah.
to where we stay above water.
And that's something obviously you probably worried about before, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everything turned out okay.
Yep. Yep. Because I just, again, with my spiritual life now getting so much better, I just put everything into prayer. And I have to trust in my prayers to, for those who believe that there is a God, I put everything into the Lord's hands, and, he's always taking care of us. And
Mm-hmm.
I just have to continue to trust in that and just have faith.
Yeah, I remember even when I was younger, when I had like just came out of the closet and I had just like got my own first apartment with like my first boyfriend, and like I had never done that before. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
like every single time that I've been jobless, or like, it's crazy if you look back because you remember the worry. I remember I even went, and I was so desperate that I went to I forget the name of the vacuum. It was a vacuum company. And I went, and basically
Kirby.
you
Was it Kirby?
no, no, I think it was
Hoover?
something TriStar or something. I was
Huh.
like 18 or 19 years old.
I
And I
don't remember
remember
those.
wasting my time. I don't know how I got through with bills. You go to this training class, you're not paid for it. You have to dress up in a tie and everything, so you feel like a used car salesman not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
You do the training for like to do demonstrations in people's houses, but then you have to set up the appointments. And I wasted all that time just to quit. And I wonder, I'm like, how the hell did I get through with bills and stuff? But it is crazy how like God has always looked out for me, even in times where I'm like down and like discouraged and like
Mm-hmm.
you just feel like a loser.
Right.
Like right now I kind of feel like that, but I know that what I'm doing is like what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just, and luckily I
Robbie,
have like,
you are not a loser. Let me make that clear. You are not a loser. You are far from that. You're just going
Thank you
through
for
a
that.
very difficult phase right now, but like your community keeps telling you over and over, you've got this. You are going to make it.
Yeah.
You just have to believe in yourself and have faith.
Thank you for that, Lonnie. That was very kind and sweet of you.
Lonnie, good to see you, sweetie.
Hey, Jerry D. Lonnie says I'm not here to fight or argue. I just wanted to say, Robbie, I'm sorry you're going through it, and I'm glad you're getting through the hard moments, baby steps, and have a good one. And you're definitely not a
Thank you,
loser.
Lonnie.
Thank you.
That really means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly, Laura. I keep telling him that every day that, he is not a loser. Hey, Jerry D. Good to see you, sweetie.
Well,
But
I mean,
again, Robbie, you're just shaken up. You're distraught, which is understandable. Again, you've been put in a very difficult situation. But again, your community here, like myself, we keep telling you, you've got this. You're going to
mhm,
be fine.
yeah.
Like everybody
It,
keeps saying, baby
oh,
steps, one
mhm,
day at a time. Thank
yeah.
you, Beck Del Rio.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, Robbie's strong. He's tough. Shelby, I apologize if you don't like the fact that I'm Robbie's co-host. You completely excuse yourself.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Morning,
I was giving
Scotty.
you your wrench, so I didn't forget.
Oh, okay. Morning, Blue Rose. Hey, Scotty.
Scotty. Thank you. I haven't even showered yet today, Scotty, so thank you. Oh, Lonnie, I'll always love you too, and I'm sorry for being a dick. And there's no like I can't blame my attitude on, being drunk and stuff because there's been plenty of times when I've had an attitude when I have not been. So, but I can say that like by not doing stuff like that, it keeps my brain more focused so that I can like recognize one thing she was explaining in my class this morning. Like, I guess I've never thought about this before. She was saying how different parts of the brain we use. Hey, Kelly the advocate, it's good to see you. Different parts of the brains, like I guess the front of the brain. I'm not a doctor and I don't know if I remember this correctly, but the front of the brain is kind of more like the logical part that like second guesses things and kind of is like, no, maybe that's not a good idea. And then she was saying like something back here is like the one that wants instant, gratification, instant, like pain relief, numbing, stuff like that. And then there's like another part where like your addictions live and stuff. It was really interesting to listen to. We need some
Well, that's
Scotty
good.
study.
That's good. Did you say that you saw Kelly the advocate back in chat?
Yeah.
Kelly, long time no see, lady.
I actually was gonna text you a
Oh,
while ago. I changed my phone number, so um but
miss
yeah,
you,
it's weird how the
Kelly.
brain operates. Because my brain's crazy. Like I I think I live in this instant gratification part of my brain a lot. Yeah. Thank you, Lonnie. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Like I'm like especially on here because I don't I mean, I guess I do have my arguments outside of YouTube, obviously. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in, but like going through what I've gone through has made me realize like it's not worth it. That's why I haven't been looking or I don't care to respond even if like it maybe bugs me a little bit if I hear about something, but I'm not interested in like seeking out people saying mean things or anything because like when you look back and you see how you've responded or acted and all that. It's more the time that's been wasted, like going into things that could have been applied to things that can be more productive, or relationships that I could have saved, stuff like that. I spent a lot of time wasting just like arguing with people that I'll probably never meet in person. um and even if I did, it would probably be way different. Just be like, oh hey, how's it going? Sorry I was a dick online. Thank you, apple bottom jeans. I'm sure we could all relate to that. And that's why anytime, like, Lonnie or anybody, like AJ, anytime that I can have like just like a peaceful interaction with somebody, I'm going to go with that. And you know what? That has often caused the majority of my disagreements with people on here. Is, if they see, they're like, why were you nice to that person, or why did you accept their apology? It's like, well, because it felt right. Like, why not? Trying to straighten your life out. Yeah, positive mantras. Somebody sent me a list of like affirmations that have been really nice.
Robbie, can you check back chat, please?
Yeah.
There's a couple of
Um,
people in chat that are being disrespectful. I think they need to be removed.
yeah, well, let me address that real quick, because Blue Rose, like I was just saying, and I think I've even said this before on here, and Miss P has probably said it too, like, I will never talk to Miss P again. I'll never. But that's not a good state of mind to be in, because I will say, when when this new life change for me just happened, Mrs. P reached out to me and was incredibly kind and loving, and just said, hey, we've been through things, but I see you're struggling and I want to be here for you. And she was very kind. And she has, there's been plenty of people that in the middle of the night I can call them. Miss P told me, if you ever need me, I don't care what time of day it is, call me and I will answer. And literally one night, it was probably like 2:30 or 3 in the morning, I called on video. I was like sobbing, crying. She answered with her in bed, her hair was flipped up, and she was like, how can I help you? And she's been there for me a lot, along with other people. And so I'm thankful for Miss P, and she's helped me a lot through this time. And
Thank you,
she
Robbie. Well,
cheers me up.
again, people just need to understand that you and I have pretty much squashed everything that we ever had issues with between the two of us from time back. And I just simply told Robbie, let's just forget about it. It's in the past. Let's just keep it there and just move forward and, just get along and be respectful. And again, with Robbie going through the difficult time in his life right now, again, I just want him to know he's got an extra friend that is willing to be there to help support him.
Yeah. And
And if Blue Rose and Shelby cannot be respectful of you, Robbie, or myself, I'm sorry. I just simply don't know what to say. I'm just going to leave it alone, and hopefully I
yeah,
pray they understand.
and I think, I mean, I do think that that's negative, because there's no, as long as people are getting along and stuff, there's no reason to do that or say, oh, this person needs attention. Miss P didn't need attention when we were offline for hours and hours of her just listening to me cry. That's not attention seeking. So I can say firsthand that she's been very caring and loving. So that's it. I agree, Lonnie. It's less energy you use when you realize you've done wrong. And I'm sorry I hurt you. We were good friends. You were literally like my brother, and I have missed you. I'm sorry if I hurt you too. And that's one thing that that I've always recognized that I do when somebody hurts my feelings or makes me angry or mad. My first instinct is to make them feel exactly the way they made me feel, or worse. And that is one of my problems. And that's something that I like have to focus on every single day is to like just breathe, and I don't have to react. I don't have to, you could feel things. That's something that like they teach you like through the counseling I've been going through, and then on top of like AA and then the new classes I'm starting. So it's a lot of counseling is like it's okay to feel. And one thing they were talking about today in the class that I started was the woman said, the instructor, she said, for if somebody makes a goal that they never want to think about alcohol again or they want to shut it out, that's unrealistic because you're always going to. It's in your brain, she was saying, that you're always going to have like that memory of it because your brain saves it in there because it was a pleasure. And so your brain likes that and it keeps it like on standby. And so one thing I'm realizing, even like through uh, anger or sadness, is that like it's okay to feel that way, but like it's about the way like what you do about it. Hey, Penguin, I have my Miss P doll somewhere here. I'm always rolling over her. Are you there, Miss P?
I'm
Um.
here. I'm just,
Okay.
being respectful, let you talk. Because there's several in chat that are being very disrespectful of me and I
Yeah.
put it in back chat.
Yeah. You guys. If you could like not do that, Mrs. Portland and I are on very very good terms, and if you could please stop that, or if you could just like not be in this chat while she's here, because Miss P is very close to me and she's been incredibly supportive and I don't want to disrespect her. So please just be respectful. You only responded to my behavior towards you, and again, I'm sorry. I should have came to you first and not listened to others, and I'm happy and proud of you. Keep up the great work. That means a lot, Lonnie. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Lonnie. That's very sweet.
bye, High Priestess. Some of the stuff you said about Robbie, but I'm going to be nice because making amends is a good thing for him right now. Yeah, I mean, that should all, that's one thing that really confuses me is like when people see that like two people have worked something out or moved in a positive direction even just by themselves, and then people have like negative things to say about it, or uh pessimistic things to say about it. And to me, that's part of the problem because that should never be a problem with somebody like anybody else. Or people that are like, oh, well, it's just going to happen again. Well, that's a really negative way to look at things because we could say the same thing about addiction. Like people will be like, oh, they're just going to relapse again, or oh, they're just going to, well, at least they're trying. So at least Miss Portland and I have been trying and working on a nice relationship that we have. And I like that. Hey, Cole.
Hey, Cole, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, for those that are being negative in chat, I'm just going to kindly ask, out of respect for Robbie, to just, if you have a personal issue with me, that's fine. But I would just politely ask that you just all stop. Because
Yeah.
again, Robbie and I have managed to squash things. Robbie and I talk several times throughout the day. I'm always here, late at night when pretty much everybody, like myself, is in bed. But, Robbie and I are good now. We're on good terms. And that's really all that should matter because I'm here for one person, and that's Robbie.
Yeah. And I don't care. I mean, look, Lonnie and I were incredibly mean back and forth to each other. It's not, I don't like when people like remind and like, well, don't forget this person said this and that. It's like, that's the whole point of moving on, is leaving that behind. If you hang on to it, it's like, I don't like that. Yeah, they'll never stop. You just have to continue, And that's why I haven't clicked on any negative shit or anything like that because I mean, what's the point? It's just going to get you like riled up. It's just going to annoy you.
Exactly. And for me, I'm not going to go back to the way I once was because I had a lot of issues myself last year. But this is a new year, and I'm also trying for Robbie to do better and be better. And, again, people, I'm not going to be hateful or ugly anymore. That's not who I choose to be.
Hmm. And Gamer, just to be clear, I don't care if Miss Portland posted that. That was last week, by the way, because I was going through a really hard time and I shut the entire world out, including Siren, who was here to visit me for about 3 days, and I didn't answer my phone. So I understand why Miss P felt like that because she didn't hear back from me for days.
Well, again, Robbie, with everything you've been through, when I don't hear from you regularly, like we, are used to talking, I do get concerned. And then I got jumped on for it, saying, look, just leave Robbie alone. He's got company from out of town. It's like, I already knew that he had company from out of town. It's just that with the fact that he's struggling, and can we check in with each other off and on throughout the day. And when he doesn't, communicate, I feel like there's really something wrong and I'm a worrywart.
Yeah.
I worry about my friends.
Well, yeah. No, I get that. And I should know better when it's not okay to just vanish off the grid and expect people to be just calm.
Yeah.
And
Excuse me,
excuse
Al.
now's good people. I don't know. She said she hopes she didn't do anything to offend you.
Well, no, it's just I've kept a lot of people on my block list, Robbie, just for my own personal mental health because a lot of people on this platform have had major issues with me and I totally get it. But I just feel, just for myself and my mental health, I have to protect myself.
I get it. Hey,
So, yes.
Wildflower.
Hey, Wildflower.
Thank you for the healing energy and thoughts. I'm not giving up.
That's what helps Robbie. Thank you.
Yeah, you are, Scotty. That's why I love you. Yeah, I get moody and, there's times where you just don't want to like deal or face anything. So you just
Mhm.
go off the grid. But,
Exactly. And Robbie,
when
that's
people are,
again just for my own benefit, just let you know. I don't want to fight with people anymore. And that's basically why I keep a protective wall up around myself.
well, yeah. And I think, logical people, Miss Portland, they're going to respect that. And no matter how many times you've tried, just like myself, over and over and over again, logical people are going to see that you got up and you try again. Like negative people, they're just going to like be like, oh, they're just going to do it again. Or they're going to provoke you
Mm-hmm.
to the point where, in the past you may have been provoked and it worked, but like I don't understand the point of provoking someone when they could be easily like disturbed or
Mm-hmm.
upset. So anybody that does that, I mean, that's part of the problem, and it's good that you recognize. And when you see people are saying stuff to maybe that could get under your skin, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, that you recognize and you're saying out loud, like, I don't want to go back to what I did before. So
Right.
whether people believe you or not, they should at least give you the benefit of the doubt to just like respect to be like, oh, okay, she doesn't want to go there, so stop provoking her.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Lonnie. That means a lot. Yeah. I'm just concerned about the people that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
And I promised Robbie I would be here 100% to be here for him when he needs, not just his community, but other friends as well. And I want to show Robbie I care. And again, when he needs to reach out, I just want him to know that I'm here.
Well, and you've shown that in your actions because like in the middle of the night when I called you, I'm like, she probably won't pick up. You picked up right away on
Yep.
video. in bed.
I leave my phone on all night now, Robbie, because I know there are times, especially at night, when things get a little bit more bothersome when you're alone with yourself, and you feel like there's nobody there. I just want you to know I'm always here
Thank you
and
for
that
that.
you're not alone.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Cole, for I didn't see who got them, but thank you. And thank you, Beck Del Rio, for 45 months. It's a long ass time. Scotty's been one longer
Wow.
than 8 months. Hers just reset. So thank you. Oh, thank you, Scotty.
Thank you, Scotty. That was very nice. Oh, Robbie,
Thank
look at
you.
that. Your community loves you so much. Look at the love.
Well, about like Lonnie, like with, I mean, it's so easy on here to respond and get your aggression out, and you feel like you have cheerleaders with you when you're on here dragging somebody or venting. I've had that feeling plenty of times, and it's like it feels good. It's like aggression, but like you don't realize who you could be hurting in the process. And there's been plenty of times, like, let's say people have gone at my looks or just pissed me off, and so I go after theirs. When I've said, like, you fat bitch, or, said something like that, I've had friends point out to me, like, Robbie, when you say that to those people, you're also hurting, like, the people you care about that may be overweight or maybe, whatever it is. And you don't realize you're doing that because you just want to hurt that one person. But when you're doing it publicly, it's like you're pissing off all those people and hurting their feelings. Hey, Kate Ski. Um, yeah, I'm a bitch too, Lonnie, but I'm working on it. Did Miss P drop off?
There needs to learn to be more forgiveness, and I'm glad that Lonnie, stepped up, and I just want her to know from me that, whatever bad words that she and I must have exchanged in the past, again, it's in the past. I just want to forget about it and start fresh.
See,
And
and I mean, you deserve that. Who doesn't?
and that's why I'm glad you and I have squashed everything, Robbie, and that you and I are back on good terms, and I want it to remain that way.
Yeah, that's why, like, I don't understand. Like, I'll never understand why. I mean, like how when you're trying to get into like a house or something, people do credit checks and stuff to see if you're reliable. And like that's
Mhm.
understandable and stuff. But I never understood like when you see people that have gone to prison or people that have just they fucked up, and then they go through like a rehabilitation program, whether it's prison, whatever classes they take in jail. Let's say people get a DUI, but they learn their lesson and they really want to get back on track, like all that shit. And then let's say they get out on parole and then they go apply for jobs and they have all like the experience, everything it takes, the qualities for the job and everything, but they get their background check ran, and just because like a fuck up in their life, like, nope, sorry, you didn't get the job. And like that's frustrating to me because it doesn't give people the like the full opportunity to like get back on their feet and redeem themselves and get their life on track. I hate that. I don't agree with that at all. Like I understand if there's like people that are a danger to certain professions and stuff, but I just don't I don't like it feels very judgmental to me. Ah, Scotty. Just like right now, like I've been trying to do stuff like with my schedule and with like the classes that I'm doing and the counseling and all that. Like I've been trying to find like work that like fits within that, or like part-time work or full-time that works with that. And like I recently got discouraged with two different ones. Um because like I got emails back based on like recent things that have happened in my life, like basically being denied, but hopefully not because I had to like give more detail. But it's like Like, what do you got to do to get back on your feet? Because you're trying, and then they're like, "Oh no, your background came back, and this and that." It's like, fuck, man, it's discouraging. That's why a while back, like I put a post out just about like it's like no matter how hard you try, there's always going to be somebody there, like blaming you for something or holding your past against you, and it's annoying to me.
Yeah, it really is. It's almost like holding a grudge.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like forgiveness can go a long way for somebody.
Exactly. Good morning, Gladys, by the
Ooh,
way.
Scotty, that's a really good idea. I didn't think about that. Podcast. I'd stress people out with my shit. I don't engage in any hate towards Robbie for a while. I've missed him and want the best for him. He was a big part of my life. You know, Lonnie, when I'm currently in active anger towards somebody, I do engage in that kind of stuff, but it's just wasteful. And like I've even hearing streams people have done or things pe- that people have said about me, I have no interest in even firing back or listening into detail what they had to say because obviously there's people that I've made angry. Love you, Gladys. And they could stay angry. That's if that's what makes them feel better. Like I can't control that, and I can't like change their mind, but all I can do is just kind of, instead of saying sorry to people, just like put it into action and like let it be. Because I
That's
feel like,
exactly
no,
it,
I'm not.
Robbie.
I'm not a bad person. Fuck you. Fuck you. And then argue with
That's
somebody like they're
exactly it. And that's why I too have stopped going over to all those hate channels because, people like you, they continually talk crap about me. But, I'm just at the point now where this is a new year and Percy and people continue to want to hate on me. It's okay. I'm over it. I'm not going to let it bother me.
yeah. And
I'm just not going to react anymore.
yeah, and we often I hear people say this about me, and they say it about you and many other people is, you know, oh, here comes an apology. They're going to apologize. They're going to do better for, a while, and then they're going to go back into the same behavior. And to me, like I said, that's part of the problem because you're automatically trying to set somebody up for failure, and you're automatically like not forgiving them or giving them a chance. I don't care if somebody does the same thing 100 times over. If you see that somebody is recognizing and saying, I know I'm doing this, I want to try again. To me, that's all that matters. And if somebody's getting up and trying again, like let's say somebody's on a balance beam and they've fallen off trying to get to the other side a million times, and you're over there every time they get up and you're basically trying to push them off again, like you're part of the problem. Like back the fuck up, let them get their balance and let them try again. And a lot of people don't
Exactly.
want to do that. They just want to see you fall every time. And to me, that's the problem because especially when you have a problem with attitude or mood swings or barking at somebody and somebody's poking at you, like of course that's going to be hard. But each time, like with you, I see it, Miss P, like you recognize it, you hold it in, you'll recognize when someone's, upsetting you and you're like, I see it, but I'm not going there. And to me that's growth. That's a
Exactly,
good
because
quality.
these people that are just so negative, like there's someone in your chat now, I'm just not gonna let it bother me. If they want to continue to hate on me and say whatever, I don't care.
Right. And see, that's exactly what I was talking about when I was saying they were saying in that class, like recognizing that there's something that could potentially be harmful or upsetting to you, but just let it be there. And like you can control the way that you respond or react to it. Hey, Jen.
Exactly. So again, I have two words for all you negative Nellies in chat. Kiss it.
There you go. And, you know, to anybody that's like, and I understand people's opinions, but like intentionally just going after somebody repeatedly when they're just saying like, dude, I'm trying to change. It's like you're purposely trying to throw them off track, and I don't like that. I wish I could lift some of the burden off you, Robbie, but that wouldn't help in the long run. You have to learn tools to do it yourself, and that's what I want most for you. Yeah, like you have to feel pain to strengthen a muscle. You have to lift harder to, build your tolerance. So it's like there's a lot of weight on me, but when you're not taking care of yourself and then life throws shit at you, like you're not prepared for it because you weren't taking care of yourself so that you would have a backup plan, or, how people like when they're getting ready for a big storm, or like in Colorado, if you're getting ready for a big snowstorm, you go to the grocery store and you stock up on shit. Like if you're not prepared for that and then all of a sudden a storm hits, then you're fucked. And that's kind of like where I'm at right now in my life is I wasn't prepared for a lot of stuff. I was very cocky and prideful and ran my mouth with shit. And then I didn't realize that, there are repercussions for shit you do. And if you ain't prepared for shit, don't run your mouth. And that's what I did. I wasn't prepared. I ran my mouth. I got in trouble. I got, a slap on the hand. And now I'm just kind of trying to clean up the mess. Love you, Rachel. You won't cross the
Well,
picket
Robbie.
lines? I crossed the picket line the other day, Gladys. They closed. I needed to get aloe to squeeze in my mouth.
Well,
What, Miss
Robbie,
P?
I think you have a couple of appointments today at some point, don't you? We ought to kind of keep an eye on the time,
For my
so
testicles?
that
Just
way you
kidding.
can keep, go get ready and do what you need to do today. And
Yeah. Hey, Christy. Yeah, Scotty. Well, out here it's King Supers, but yeah, they were striking the other day, and I just walked right by them. I was like, I need aloe gel. Get out of my way. Thank you, Blue Rose. Just ignore the hate and be positive. It's time to think about you and work on you. We all have our haters, but feeding into them gives them energy. But if you ignore them, it drains them. And see, Lonnie, you're like a perfect example that like, yeah, we do have haters, but it doesn't have to be that way. And for you to even like come in, especially when I've said mean things to you or, done mean things, and just be like loving and just kind, that to me that shows a lot about someone. And I always respond well to that. And I was shocked when like AJ did that, because her and I have had like probably the longest running feud I have with anybody on here. And it was just like comforting. Like as you saw on my worry list from 2 years ago, she was on it. Like that situation, even though I've ran my mouth, like it's always given me anxiety. So like it was just comforting to see that, you know, wow, like she's gonna let me go through what I'm going through and like wish me well. To me, that shows a lot about AJ's character too. That to me, I saw only the bad, but it it forced me to see that there's good in her and there's good in everybody. But when we're mad at somebody, we don't want to see the good in them.
good morning, Wyoming.
Morning, Wyoming.
And good for you,
Um,
Robbie. And again, that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, look at life brand new because again, this is a new year and I'm back in mental health counseling myself. Plus I'm, steady in church and church activity, which is very helpful. But, I just want to move forward and always forgiven for those that I've had, negative words toward, like with Lonnie. It's all good. It's in the past. Let's just, start over and be positive.
yeah, like even if, because like I'll sit back and I'll listen to streams. I won't say who, but there's different ones that I've listened to recently that you hear of a new falling out happening, or like two people getting in an argument and a fight, and it's all the same wording. I can compare those live streams to a million of my old ones, and it's just repeating the same thing. Oh, they did this to me. Oh, they're a liar. Oh, well, and then cussing. It's all the same structure. And it's like wasted. It feels gross. It feels gross while you're doing it, and I've still continued to do it. Hey, Jan, and fuck, it sucks. Oh, that's awesome. Kelly, you're graduating at the end of the month with degree of forensic psychology. That's awesome. I'm proud of you for that.
Good for you, Kelly. Congratulations. That is awesome.
Scotty tried going to church, but the building started shaking and her skin started burning, so she left. I'm glad you saved your skin from all that pain. Yeah, Lonnie, it's like when we're mad at somebody, I need to learn just to calm down, shut my mouth, don't put it publicly, because I've done that with my personal relationships outside of YouTube, and all it did was harm other people. And in the moment, my intention was to get back at that person, but you don't ever want to leave permanent damage on somebody like that. And I have done that to personal relationships that had nothing to do with YouTube. Embarrass people, bring our problems on here, and that's something that I'll never do in the future. But I do have to go. Would you like to make out virtually before I go? Does Walter want to join in?
Nope. I just want to say, Robbie, from my heart to you, I love you, my friend. I'm glad that, the past is the past and that you and I can just move forward. And I have pretty much learned to forgive everybody for the mental, hurt that I've been caused. It's all good. But again, I'm just not going to respond anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm here. I love you. I want you to have a great day. I hope your appointments go well today for you. I'm praying for you. Lonnie, take good care, sweetheart. Scotty, you have a great day too. Thank you, chat. And thank you for allowing me to be your co-host, Robbie.
Love you, Miss Portland.
I love you too. And you're going to make this. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You've got this.
Yep. I'll get there.
Yep. All right, chat. Have a great day. And we will see you later.
Love you, Miss P.
Love you
All right,
too,
guys.
Robbie.
I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to go hop in the shower. So thank you for listening to us blab. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
No chance. No